Pioneers. Welcome to the first Thursday stream. Not another Tuesday stream, but the first Thursday stream.
And
Um,
the first of like the year as well for Steak Stream.
the first Steak stream of the year, 2026. Here we come.
There you
I hope people found their way here, despite the fact that I swapped days. I did make a community post about it, but I don't know.
I never saw that post, just so you know. It's
Yeah,
just
I did. I never see anything on anything anymore. Thanks a lot, algorithm. Thanks a lot.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a new year, new day, but the same old crew, same old wagon party. Malin tries, thank you so much for being here. How are you today? What's cooking?
What's cooking? Good looking. I am doing okay. I have not really had a proper start again into writing this year, but I'm okay with it because I feel like January is sort of meant to be when you decide what you're gonna do, when you're like it's a transitional period, you know? It's like
Anything between Western New Year's and Lunar New Year's is like
exactly.
purgatory.
Exactly. I'm waiting for my year of the horse as a metal horse myself, you know?
As
So
a metal horse yourself.
there you go. But I did start a little bit yesterday putting all of my tabby tabs
I wanna
into
be shining.
Notion. So I've started basically a database of unclassified like tech notes in Notion, and then I'm gonna classify them and move them around. So I'm doing a lot of slow paced stuff to ease myself into it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
And this is finishing.
For rules of survival. So
Oh, for
just
Rules of Survival, you're not
yeah.
finishing. Oh my God, that orgy book of yours. What's it
Oh,
called?
the
Knights
orgy.
of Death. There you go.
Nice of that. No, I did finish the new outline for the end of it, but I've just been like it was more for what do I do to break away from working on rules of survival. And like you and like everyone else, I can't help myself. I need to get back to my current baby. And I'm just yeah, itchy
It's got that
fingers. Just
7-year itch.
oh, and also because we didn't talk about this, but look what I got for
Stunning,
Christmas.
gorgeous diva. Hello.
Beautiful.
Live from a house in England.
Live on Main. I knew that it was quite expensive in the physical format, and obviously at the time we read it together, I read it on my Kindle instead. But I thought I really wanted to have it because it's such an academic book. I feel like it's useful to have in your hands,
It
right?
does make me feel like a professor while like, oh,
Right? It's so
noting of
big.
scenes. Let me just flip through this book real quick. Oh, there's the, you know,
Look at this guy.
yeah, I don't know, Smash, but
Not really. No,
I mean,
not
I
quite.
would, but I wouldn't have a good time. Does that make sense?
That's a terrible way to put it.
But it is a way to put it. He's no Matt Bell, that's for sure.
But I did request this as a secondary. So my brother wanted to know what I wanted for Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, I want this," and then he was like, "I've got more budget." It was like I could have the story grid. So this
Oh
is
my
a
God, I
Christmas
also
gift.
got a writing book for my brother this Christmas.
Did you?
Winkydinks. We are just living the same life. It's not a writer book per
Love it.
se, but it is a book about writing. It's In Writing by Hattie Crushell. Katie, you been talking about
Oh,
this? It's
I
like
like the cover.
Hattie Crushell, she's asked like a bunch of different writers, journalists, whatever, blog
Yes,
posters, different questions.
I remember you
So I
guys
got
talking
this for
about this.
Christmas because he also had some money to spend left on his budget. Do we have the same
Amazing.
brother?
Do
No,
we have
I
the
would know
same
if I was
brother?
French Belgian.
You have the Norwegian version of my brother.
Yeah, so I got this. So I was like, wow, okay, I know I put it on my wish list and sent you a direct link, but I can't believe you actually bought it.
That's so
So
nice.
I'm very happy. Uh,
Same.
yeah, so
How are
same
you doing
presents
other than
for
that?
brothers. I'm doing well. I finished my act this weekend. So I've been
Round of
just
applause.
kind of thinking about it, taking some notes on how I could best. Since I booked, this is going to be a tour through my mind palace. Since I booked, an appointment with an editor in June, I want to make the book the clearest I can make it. Not necessarily the best, but like the clearest I can
Yeah,
make it. So my goal is to go through Act One and not necessarily improve the prose or like work on structure,
that's what after.
but just like make sure that all the arcs and the story is as clear as possible before I move on to the next act.
Interestingly, this makes me wonder if like your process would be different for revising at this stage if you didn't have an editor booked in, and if, because it's like, is this because of, you know, that deadline that you have in your mind that
Yes, because
you,
ideally, if I had no time limit, I think I would just do this draft long from beginning to end, not going back like I did with draft one. Because at draft one, I didn't go back and look. I just went forward, and then I didn't really look at what I had.
yeah,
And I think I would do the same for act this second draft, and then in the third draft, I would go in and like strategically look at the scenes and their functions and the story arcs and all that. But
yeah,
since I have that appointment with an editor in June, I think that I want to make this current draft the clearest it can be. So I'm going to take more time to work on the like things that I know I want to fix. So like the
yeah,
character arcs and the motivations and the plot itself, so that when I get feedback from an editor, I don't they don't spend time on feedback that I already know. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's my logic
Although
behind going
you
back and making the act as clear as possible.
you probably could also, I'm assuming, be like, here's the draft, I'm aware of point A, B, C, and D, and I will work on those later, type of thing, right?
Yes, I could, and I think that would be fine, but I also think that in order to get the best possible feedback that I can get for my book, I want, yeah, as Miranda says, I want to pre-clean before the cleaner comes. Not necessarily because I think that the cleaner
It's
can't
more,
clean,
yeah, no, it's
but
not so much you're cleaning before the cleaner comes. It's more like you're tidying up your house so that the cleaner can get everywhere and clean everything properly.
yes, exactly. Because, having a bunch of loose threads and like, oh, I'll fix that later moments, when you get to the point of a developmental editor, I think for my own sanity's sake and because I am a Capricorn with control issues,
Yeah,
I need the draft to be as good as it could be in my hands. And I'm
yeah.
not saying that I couldn't do another draft and make it better, and then do beta readers and make it better, and critique partners and make it better, and then have a dev editor. But I think this is just how I'm doing it.
I think it's probably a good process anyway. I don't think there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with it.
You're getting the clutter out of the way. Not that your book is clutter, but you know what I mean. I know. I
Yeah,
get what you're saying. I I don't want yeah, I want my draft to be clear. That's my purpose, not my
yeah.
purpose. I have another purpose in life, but that's
For this book,
my
this is your
intention with
your
this editor. I
current
want the
purpose.
draft to be as clear as possible, not
Yeah.
necessarily as good as possible, but yeah, I want to make sure that I've thought about the arcs and stuff so that the editor doesn't say stuff and I go like, yeah, I thought about that. I just forgot to tell you situations.
But there's also nothing wrong if it does end up being things that you have thought about, because you can be like, yes, this is confirming something that I was thinking of but wasn't sure. Like it might
Also
end up
that.
being it might end up being that they formulate it in a way that is clearer and helps you solve something that you were thinking this might be a problem. I just don't know what
Oh,
exactly.
for sure. And I think that uh, you know, some of the points and character arcs that I have in the book is like, I'm not sure how to do this, but this is how I've done it.
Yeah.
Yay or nay,
Yeah.
basically. So I'm very excited. I'm having a lot of fun with this draft.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't need it to be the cleanest draft I've ever seen, but I'm one of those people where I'm like, when you go through TSA and the agent's like, wow, you nailed that. I'm like, thank you. I'm winning at a competition that does not exist. I kind of want the editor to be like, oh wow, this client was really easy. The draft was super clean. That's that situation. I would hate to be somebody's like, oh my god, now got to go back to this old,
Okay, but you might
old
also
thing.
think that, I mean, I would also think in terms of the editor probably wants a job to do still and to be like, I have
Oh, I'm
very,
not saying that there will be no notes. There will for sure be notes. This is my first ever book I've ever written, and it's like the second draft of the first book I've ever written. So there's gonna
yeah,
be notes, but yeah, I just want it to be as clear as possible what my intentions are, and then for
yeah.
the editor to be like, "That's actually not good enough. You have to redo that," or be like, "Okay, I see what you're doing. Here's how we can improve it." Basically. Long story short, working on my first act, I made some notes. I'm gonna go and like just revise, not revise. I'm gonna fix the things that I think I want to
Mm.
fix before I move on to Act Two, which I'm simultaneously also kind of plotting out, figuring out the subplots and the fun and games bit, and try to kind of take the things I liked out of my first draft
Yeah.
and see how I can make the story fit the internal arc, basically.
Yeah. Nice.
It's all just like a whole woo woo situation, but whatever. Let's say hello to some friends. Hello, Mars. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And I'm very glad that you don't have to scoop away at Scoop Ahoy for the current time being. The cat who be writing is here. Hello, hello. I was finally about to make one of these. Thank you so much for being here. Kagehime is here, and Eva is here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bombastus is here. Lavender is here. I started reading a writing book yesterday. It's called Craft in the Real World, and it's very interesting so far. Oh,
Oh.
very interesting. Interesting, or like interesting. Interesting. Call it.
As in like the way English people say interesting, but they mean I hate this. Or
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
it's like, okay, got it.
Like, that's very you.
Oh,
Veronica is here. Hello, hello, hello. And Wendy is here. Hello, hello. As a dev editor, thanks. I'd still give 20k words of notes. Nah, I'm reading a good book for a paycheck. It's fine. Yeah. And I hope that the editor thinks, wow, this is so interesting. I can't wait to get my hands in this. Um, and then I also have some admin tasks to do. Set up the first trouble sprint tomorrow of the year. And I
yeah.
need to write a
First,
Christmas card. Well, I guess it's a winter card at this point.
what's the trouble like the trouble stream tomorrow? Who's in charge of that one? And is it
It is the
tarot
tarot
themed?
stream.
Tarot stream.
Yes, I've already made the thumbnail, so it's just setting it up.
And will
Um,
you be giving out tarot cards for the year ahead, or
ooh,
just for the regular
I'll
like?
give whatever people want,
Okay.
but I need you to sign a whatever that thing you sign when there's a possibility that you're getting injured, like accountability waiver or whatever they want to call it.
A waiver sheet to be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever the cards
Like
say,
if you're
he's
emotionally
not
damaged, that's on you and
responsible.
not me or the
Yeah,
universe, sort
he's
of
not responsible for
situation.
what his cards tell you, really.
Yeah. Interesting, as in it's presenting me with writing concepts I'm familiar with, but in a way I've never thought about them before.
Well,
Ooh,
that's cool.
I'm going to start that comment, Mars.
You know, I've read so many craft books with you that I feel like that's how I now approach nonfiction, like self-help books in general. Because I was reading The Psychology of Money, which is like a really popular book about money in general, and every single time I was like, "This is great advice for writers," and it had nothing to like. I kept being like, "This is such good advice for writers." I need to write that down.
Oh, wow, you should make a video about that because I'd love to know what money advice is great for writers.
Well, it's a lot about like don't pay attention to outliers type of thing, which we know, but it's good advice in general. Like because the examples we tend to showcase and talk about are the ones that are extraordinary, and that's never. But obviously, he's talking about investors, and I was thinking about writers. So
Yeah. Not everyone can be a unicorn, and that's fine.
yeah,
So excited for a tarot reading. Well, I hope to see you there tomorrow, Kat. And if you sign up, I will pull a card for you. Okay, so it sounds like we both have tasks to do. So what do you say we keep these good vibes going?
we should do it.
Do you have like a preference in terms of time? What were your tasks again? Like, do you want 30 minutes, 40 minutes? That's your two options.
40 minutes. I want to
40
chunk it.
minutes. I love a 40-minute sprint. So let's see. Videos. Oh, let's do her. She's great. Share screen. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, we're gonna do at least two 40-minute sprints. That's a goal, and then we'll see.
Then we'll fuck
Who's
around and
to
find
who's to
out.
say? Okay, we're starting now. Three, two, one. Let's roll.
I'm back.
Welcome back in French.
You can just say bienvenue.
Bienvenue.
Re-bienvenue.
Grand bienvenue. How did you do for that, Brent?
I did okay. It's so slow and it's so annoying because I'm like, do I see any progress? Because there's just some chapters, especially up front, where I have a lot of tech to go through. So I feel like it's a slow process, basically. I'm page 57, chapter 7 now. So I've done two more chapters and I've got about 400 words extra of world building notes in Notion. So yeah, it's slow, but it's going.
Love that for you. That for me was an admin sprint. I set up tomorrow's stream. I did some tidying. Devastatingly enough, I realized that I got a Christmas letter from a friend yesterday, and she put two stickers with the letter, but now I cannot find the stickers to put them in my commonplace where I keep like
Oh
all
no.
that stuff. And I'm like, did I throw them out? So I'm gutted about that.
Wait, like as in, would you already have thrown away the bin as well, or
I throw it away every
Hmm,
evening.
okay, yeah,
So I
maybe
don't
not.
know.
Maybe you've just misplaced it.
I probably put it some like I'll find this tomorrow and deal with it, but then I can't find it. The envelope is empty and the card is empty, and the stickers are not where I normally would keep other
Mm.
things. So
Could they have
I'm looking for it.
fallen? Like if you were putting some things away, maybe they fell somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of dark, so I'll resume the search this weekend. But my initial preliminary search has been futile, and I'm gutted because there were so cute stickers.
Oh,
And I think she made them because she's an artiste.
oh,
So here's hoping they're somewhere in my apartment, but for the love of God, I cannot find them. This is why I should try like put it away, don't put it down.
yeah,
Um, so that's my devastating realization.
oh,
Uh, and yeah, I think I'm ready to start working on the acts next sprint. So we'll see.
okay, nice.
Let's see how our friends did. You are absolutely okay to be at work while we stream, Cat. You might be able to put in an early request and then watch the replay if you want to. I am pretty benevolent when it comes to stuff like this. So, best of luck. Triple Wicked is here. Don't think I've seen you before, but hello. Someone I've definitely seen before is Anna. Hello, hello. I just caught up with the chat, and oh my god, I'm gooped that Stig and I are once again twinsies. I just decided last night that I wanted to pause my draft 2 and work on the arcs in the first half. Been thinking a
Oh,
lot about plowing forward versus stopping and doing my best work. That is insane. I don't know how we keep doing it, but I love it. Yeah, my philosophy is sort of like you can you can make a bunch of drafts, but you can still just repeat the same mistakes if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like
I
if all
mean,
you
I
do is
feel like
writing drafts and not like critically thinking
having
about them while you do them, then you know.
having a different method for sure will give you different results, and that's what you want when you write another draft for.
Yeah, my teacher also used to say that you can have 10 years of experience or you can have 1 year of experience 10 times, like 10 years, but you've never learned anything basically.
Yeah,
And yeah, so there you go. Child of God is here. Hello, Jesus. This is you, question mark. Journey to get some work done. You are in luck. We're still clocking in a few more sprints. Andy is here. Hello, hello. That good crunch. It is a pretty spectacular crunch, the snow. 227 words for Kagehime.
nice.
Mars mostly finished editing chapter 1. Just have to write a couple of new paragraphs to close it out. And Wendy ate breakfast, wrote 40 words, then got distracted by Kate's vlog. Fair. CB is here. Hello, hello. Another fellow Capricorn. When's your birthday if you want to dox yourself? Not dox yourself, but if you want to. I forget. But I think CB is also a Capricorn, if I remember correctly. Could be remembering wrongly. It has happened. But
I feel like I don't try to guess people's astrological signs unless I know for sure, because for some reason people will get very offended if you get the wrong astrological sign.
Well, my philosophy is to never guess that someone is a Pisces and you'll be okay.
Which, having said that, all the Pisces in the chat are going to be super offended now.
It is what it is. Yeah, January 13th. So there you go. Great idea. Exactly. I have a list of things I already know I'm not executing, and I don't want to deepen incorrect arcs. We're cooking with gas here, Anna.
Yeah.
A little bit of life admining stuff. In my PT, I've been having a headache flare for about a week, so I'm trying to stay on top of it. Oh no. I am so sorry. Headache sucks. And we have the Pisces in chat. There's nothing wrong with being a Pisces.
It's so funny because, like, on the one hand, I know so many Pisces I generally like because of this group in particular. And on the other hand, the only people I've ever had like dramatic friendship endings were Pisces.
It's best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And I just like to shit on star signs in general. So
Yes, you do.
I'm in the middle of brainstorming, outlining my next project, and is going painfully. What is your method of madness, Bombastus? I would love to know.
Yeah. I want to know
How are
everyone's.
you brainstorming world building for Rules of Survival?
Well, I feel like it's going back and forth a little bit with that one because it didn't feel like it needed a ton of world building pre-writing first draft, and so it was more like as I went, I created things. But now I'm more like retroactively doing some world building and just adding notes to things because it's technically the future of our own world. It's not like a complete fantasy, here's a bunch of brand new planets type of thing. So there's a lot that I can work from in terms of culture and everything. But then I'm also trying to be imaginative enough that I'm like, yes, this is the far, far, far future where space exploration is realistic. What have I missed? What other like tech did I not think about? So
Yeah. I always like when I wrote sci-fi, my thing was like, okay, they would have just used a smartphone for this. Okay, they would have just used a smartphone for this. Okay, they would have just used a smartphone for this. So it's kind of, I don't know, having a smartphone, just, I think that's the future, sadly. And why would you not utilize that?
yes, but I also think um there's a lot more that can be done with other types of techs. And I'm picturing here also a future where you have like robots doing some things and everything. And I don't know, like there's a lot of things that I feel are not imaginative enough and I need to rework. So it's like you said, the smartphone being the future is just not that exciting anymore. It's just not very like, yeah, we're already there. We already see it. Where are the holograph?
Yeah, just, call it a comma and then you're
Yeah.
call it a day.
I think a lot of
Um,
it is exactly what you pointed at ages ago when I was starting to write it. Is I think the fun of it is actually in the jargon used and all the techno babble type of language that is typical to sci-fi, and that's where I'm going to put more efforts into is like naming conventions as well.
yeah, no, unless you're writing like hard sci-fi, I don't think like if you go into a story expecting soft-fi,
Yeah,
it is delightful. Like
yeah,
the imaginative creativity is in the language and not necessarily in the actual inventions. Although, sci-fi needs to have some fictional science in it.
yeah,
Um, but yeah,
yeah. But who am I to determine how this anti-grav food truck functions? No one. It's
no,
just
you're
gonna
just
fly.
a little French girl writing a
It
book.
just flies to your window and you can have your food right there. And that's all I need to know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I think I'm leaning more like soft, both in fantasy and science fiction, like soft world building compared to hard world building. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to know all these rules. I just need to know that you can, flick your, say a few words and sing a song, and then the wound heals.
I
Whatever.
like I like that since watching the Brando Sando lessons, I know more about the in between and sort of like it is a spectrum, right?
I
And
mean, yes, it should like have rules and definitions and come at a cost, blah blah blah. But like,
yeah. So I do
did you
enjoy
ever read the
that.
Mistborns? I forget.
No.
because that's very like sci-fi heavy, like down to like, oh, metals, blah blah blah, compound interest,
Yeah,
not
he's got
compound interest.
rules.
Yeah, he's got rules of survival. So
Yeah.
this is also my favorite go-to. Like, yeah, a future where we had techno regression because we flew to another planet and the government is hiding everything from us. I think that's fun.
Do you know what? I've watched so many videos about, and I have witnessed myself recently. I feel like the worst so far of what we expect of the future with how many ads we get everywhere. And it's just ads being a constant thing that's always there, constantly like, just I can't with the ads anymore. It just drives me absolutely mad. And I was just thinking, like, I need to have more ads in my book because that is unfortunately the future of a capitalistic world.
Before you get your food from the little birdie by the window, you have to watch an ad before it
Yeah.
opens the food.
Yeah. I mean, the craziness of people being like, the Samsung fridges are now saying they're going to display ads when it's on
Crazy.
standby.
Absolutely
No,
not.
the world we live in.
Yeah. Uh, first of all, Ava's felon X is a Pisces, so Wendy won't cry, won't say anything at all. Smartphones read everything. Bombassa says my method for outlining is to gather all my snippets and try to tell myself the story over and over until I essentially have a synopsis. Okay. For my sci-fi, I had to brush up on computer programming.
Cool.
When I did my sci-fi, I was like looking into like military grade laser cannons and like, okay, how can I make this space?
Yeah.
So yeah. Meanwhile, me writing fantasy and it's difficult because it's not like medieval, it's a made up world, so I don't know what language is okay and what's not. Like, would these characters say okay, cool, lol? Um,
They would not say
and
lol.
if not, what the heck do they say, lol? I think I love the approach where they're like, yeah, this is a story from another time and place and another universe that's been translated to our language. I kind of like that take.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, somebody found this story in this text and they translate it to us, the reader, in whatever language we're reading in.
I really don't have huge issues with language that doesn't feel appropriate enough for the time period because I have read a sort of romantasy book that was written with really like medieval like language, and it was jarring to me, and I was just like, this is not for me. I would much rather the author barely did any research and this is mostly modern because
It's
no,
just the vibes.
I'd prefer that than the other way around.
I don't particularly care for medieval, but I like old timey. Like I've done a bunch of cowboy books reading for, well, not even cowboy books, Western novels.
Mm,
For my like as a whoa. I read a lot of Western novels as research for my current novel, and
yes.
like some of them uses kind of old styling prose, not necessarily medieval, but like especially oh my god, what's that book that I love? True Grit. He uses a lot of
Mm,
like kind of, it's very stylized Western dialogue, whereas Lucky Red, another one I read, was very modern.
yeah.
So like in its prose, not necessarily in the language and in the story, but like the prose felt more historical side, while True Grit felt more on the historical side, and I love them both. I think it's just about execution, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting for my dishwasher to start texting me ads. Or you can make up slang for them to use, like frack from Battlestar, frel from Farscape.
Was it all FR? For-
Yeah, at that point you might as well just say suck or fuck.
yeah.
Um, that's me. I like a mix. I like I do not want like tis all well brethren, but I also don't want them to be like, oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's great.
I kind of obsessed with like medieval characters having modern language. I think that's a fun, like satirical sort
Yeah.
of situation.
But I agree with Jesus that it's
Oh, that's what we're going for now.
we're going for Jesus. I can't go with
Okay,
child of God every single time, sorry. It's a nice
5 9 4
balance.
5.
You have to have a balance, I think, and it's what works best, but people will always complain as well. And people who have niche
Yeah.
interests, especially, as we've all heard, the worst you can do is not ride a horse properly, because the horse girls will be there for you and they will get you. So careful with
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah, if it's satirical, it is hilarious. Okay, speaking of hilarious, we're gonna dive into another sprint. And might actually do some novel work. We'll see. We'll see where the sprint takes me.
I'm gonna eat dinner during the sprint as well.
Steve, have you read Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurdy? I don't know how, but I've seen so many people talking about it lately, and it's like a classic Western. I have heard about it, and I've seen the movie movie series, miniseries, but I haven't read the book. And I have a couple of more books I want to read in the genre, but I'll put it on my docket. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's roll. Chop pioneers.
Chop chop.
Chop chop. How was that sprint for you, Ms. Malin?
Pretty good. I had dinner, watched a bit of Kate's vlog or video, I think on not setting goals, I think it was, while eating dinner. And then I got about 2 chapters done again. So I'm almost at chapter, I don't know, 9, 10, something like that. There was one chapter where there was very little to do. And I've got about 1,000 words in total of new world building notes for today. So pretty good. I got to my lightspeed gates, which were one big one. So
I love that. I did some subplot working. Currently I just put a headline for each subplot, like what is it? And then I'm
yeah,
just writing through a bunch of times trying to figure out the flow of the subplot. And then I'm like looking at like how does this relate to the main plot? Like does this punish the main character for not doing the thing he needs to learn? Does it reward him for doing the thing doing the things he need to do? Sort of kind of like that. And
I like that.
yeah, just focusing on the external and internal goal and seeing like yeah, kind of
How
systematic
much,
approach.
as you're revising and getting to draft two, how much would you say you're actively like using the learnings from the story grid into like your revision process in the end?
Not very much. I'm thinking that's a draft two revision, like when I take it, because I just like my first draft was basically no plot. Well, it was a plot, but it wasn't like outlined, so there was
Yeah.
little method to the madness.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really work looking at the scenes in the story grid method. Like I used the first part where you kind of do the outline and do like all those stuffs, but
Yeah.
trying to like see, is this like what is the value shift, for example, in a scene that doesn't really have plot because I just, oh, they're on a horseback now. Cool. It wasn't really fruitful in terms of, ROI for me. Like the work I put in did not yield work that I wanted. So I
Yeah.
think that's the further down the line draft when I'm like, okay, this is the story I want to commit. Now I'm going to scrutinize each scene and see if they hold their value. So I
Yeah.
think that's sort of the I do keep it in mind now when I go through and edit, but I don't really necessarily put it into the story grid, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're not actively using it, but you might have learned some bits from it that you're probably using here and there.
Yeah, just because I think this current draft is so different from the first one I wrote. So
Mm.
there's literally entire acts that are different. So it's like I'm keeping maybe elements from 3 scenes and then there's like 15 new scenes and
Yeah.
yeah. So but I'm having fun, so that's that.
Nice.
Let's see what our friends did. We lost the Bombastus going into dip. Sorry, happy
Oh,
sprinting everyone. That's no worries. We did Gain and Marta. Did I make it in
hi.
time, or is this the last sprint again? I'm thinking one more sprint if you're up for it, Malin. If not, we'll
I
call it a
can
day.
I can do another sprint. Maybe a shorter one though, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
like 25.
Yeah, 25 works.
Not gonna write, but I wanted to say hi before I take the best nap ever. Good luck writing, everyone. Good napping, Brooke. This timer always makes me crave an apple. I ate and then packed a little, finished editing chapter 1, and then got 2.5 pages edited of chapter 2.
Nice.
In which project is this, Mars? You probably said, but Wendy says, wrote 484 words that time. I'm still a little foggy from my cold, so here's hoping they make sense. Jesus said, got half a scene done. I already finished one today. I'm handwriting, so I can't really go by word count. I
Oh,
love that though.
yeah, but I mean, that would hurt my wrist, I think.
Yeah. Well, after I started commonplacing, my handwriting has improved. So
What's funny is the more I write, the less my handwriting looks good.
the
When,
more I write in one bulk, yes, but like
yeah,
shorter bursts, that works for me.
yeah.
Oh, yay. One more, please. You're welcome. Happy to oblige. Added a scene to section 3 of my book. Okay, what is the scene? Do you have any juicy details to tell us? Call in. It is Whimsy Book 1. I actually don't think I said it today, lol. Yeah, but I could also forget it. That happens. I'm handwriting. My handwriting sucks, TBH. You can improve. It's a skill. I read through about 10 pages of my textbook, 11 left to go, but now I need to grab lunch. I've been thinking about starting journaling this year, but worried I'm just gonna hurt my hands. How much do you plan to journal?
Yeah, because I started journaling this year, but very low key, literally, just my little lectern notebook. And I'm writing about 2 pages at a time. That's it. So, like, 1 page technically. So, like, one side and then the other. And that's it. Like,
Yeah.
no more than that. Because I feel like more than that is difficult.
Yeah, like whenever I note down, it's like a couple of words here and there, or a poem, or whatever I collect.
Yeah.
So
But I found that the only way I can journal is by not doing the journaling that everyone else does and just actually just writing the origin of the word journaling and not doing pretty bullet journals and like
oh, just the
lists
purpose?
and
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Like it's not pretty, but like this is what we're cooking with. Like I used a
nice.
highlighter, and I just started doing that after 6 months. So
I like
uh,
I like the simplicity of it. I think that's the whole point of journaling to me, at
yeah,
least. I love watching videos of people who make a whole bullet journal and everything, but
yeah,
whenever I've tried to do it, I just don't journal because then it's too much effort. And so I'm like, oh, I don't want to go through that effort.
yeah. And like I use different pens every time. I just use whatever I can find. So that kind of
Nice.
helps me train out the need for perfection because I'm like, it's a hodgepodge anyway, so whatever. Uh, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I do like commonplacing. That's been one of the delights this year.
I like that. You should recommend some videos on common placing for people who are new to it, if you've got any.
Oh, um, sure. There's like one video I watched, and I read one article about commonplacing before I started. If people are interested in that, and there's like, I could like this is something I can upscale to like sketch or whatever if I want to, but currently it's literally just function and no form. Let's see. I use this video for like how the fuck do I start? And then I use this. It's a PDF. I don't know. Can I link
Yeah,
that question mark?
I
Well,
can't
this is
click
like
on
some
StreamYard.
professor who made her students set up a commonplace, so she has a detailed like guide for
Mm,
that. So those were my two starting points.
nice. Yeah, for some reason, links are not clickable when on StreamYard. And if I go on YouTube now, we will have double sound. So I will go after. I will just copy and paste for now.
Yeah. Let's see. Every time I tried in the past, I've stopped because of hand pains, but digital journaling doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, that gives me nothing. That's
Yeah.
kind of why I moved away from Notion and started like commonplacing. Like I had so much on Notion before that I moved over to my commonplace. Like the poems I collected, my word search. I'm gonna move like my birthday list into my commonplacing journal
Mm.
and stuff like that. So if the internet ever goes down, I have it all in writing. Though if the internet goes down, I think we'd have bigger problems than me remembering poems and remembering my nan's address.
I mean, addresses are pretty useful.
I mean, yeah, but if the internet goes down, like
You can still travel.
the aliens are still here. I don't know. But yeah, I have been enjoying commonplacing.
Nice.
The scene is my female point of view talking to her new roommate about the instructors' point of view kidnappers at a training facility. Oh, I journal about 1219 a year and it strengthens your hand. Yeah. You can also do a mix of journal scrapbooking, so half writing, half decorating. It's
Mm.
if it's kind of the vibe and the writing for you. That's what I do with my commonplacing.
Which
Um,
literally is also what Kate's sort of doing in the video she posted, where she's doing a junk journal, where it's just like,
yeah, it's basically one section of my thingamajig is a junk journal where like because I like all the stickers I get from like my friends' book releases.
nice.
my Wimbledon tickets that I'm going to put
Love
in,
it.
this postcard from Kitty's book, this passport that I used for my Hadrian's Wall trip is going into it. I have like a cinema ticket. I have some playing cards, a sketch that I made of my main character. Might as well
Nice.
put that into it. So a bunch of like fun stickers. So it's whenever I get stickers or things that I want to keep, and like instead of just keeping it in a drawer, I'll stick it in my common place so that I can keep it forever. And that's where I would have put the stickers that I got from my friend if I hadn't lost them.
Yeah. I used to have a box full of all the stuff like cinema tickets and all that that were memories, and that I was like, oh, I want to be able to look through it again, but I never end up looking through it again.
Yeah, like the cinema ticket, I probably gonna declutter before I put it in. But like my Wimbledon ticket, I think it's still pretty. So,
Yeah,
I keep that.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that's a great tip. Oh yeah, to me, bullet journaling equals planning. Normal journaling equals just brain dumping my thoughts onto paper. Or voice to text and print if it off if you have a hand injury. Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Funny enough, I have no problem bullet journaling. I think when I'm normal journaling, I just think faster than I can write. So I end up writing too fast and messily, and then I blink and I'm like, oh, my hand hurt now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've had that issue sometimes. I write so fast my hand cramps and I'm like, but the words need to get off my head. That's fair. That makes so much sense. That's how I get drafting right now. My head knows where the seam goes and I can't write fast enough, lol. I do think there's something about the physicality of your thought going into your hand, writing it out, that is inherently different than typing it out on a
yeah.
keyboard. I don't know.
I can't with the slowness.
Yeah, she's an efficient queen. That's one of the reasons I started using Obsidian. The files are on my computer in a text file, so I can get them without the internet, or even if most programs die. Yeah. I'm also one of those people who's like out of sight, out of mind. So when it exists on the internet, I don't think about it. But
Mm.
if it's like physically on my desk, it's like, oh, look, my bingo card or my journal. Like,
There's
totally
definitely
know
a
that.
lot of pages on Notion that I forgot that I made in the first place, and that every now and then I'm like rediscovering, and I'm like, oh, I made a page for this. I completely forgot about that. So
Yeah, I do like keep all my writing stuff in Notion just because it's easier to swap like machines and like from my phone to my desktop to my laptop to like some
yeah,
other machine that I might be using. So
and
all the
I
writing stuff is still in Notion, but
yeah, and I do find it really useful for any world building stuff to have a base of reference where I know I can go and I've got this into it. So yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's crack on with the last sprint of the day for Marta. This one is in honor of you. I rediscovered my gardening journal in Notion from like 2 years ago, and it's so lovely. I wish I had kept it up. That sounds sweet. 3, 2, 1. Crunch, crunch. Quick, what is 7 plus 7? Answer if you are not gay.
It's 14, please.
Okay, confirmed.
Yes, I went to check. That comment doesn't exist in the actual live stream, so
Oh, I don't know.
it
Thank you so
must have
much,
been.
Georgie87.
I'm just
You
wondering if it's like automatically detected as like, oh, this
spam?
is,
Probably.
but on StreamYard it's not, and so we still get to see it, but it's not there on the stream.
Lucky us. How did you do for that sprint, Malin?
I did good again. I'm currently page 106 out of 282, so I've made good progress. I'm almost halfway there. And that's chapter 11, so pretty good. I feel like when I started I was chapter 5 or something, so I've done five more chapters in total.
Okay, pretty impressive. Do you have anything to share? No.
Do you want a piece of tech information? Do you
Yes, please.
The last note I made was oh, actually, it's not tech, it's about world building, it's about the infection. And I think I changed my mind at some point between whether the black lines that people get when they've been infected go up to their brain or to their heart. And I need to decide because it's also essential to how much time a person has before they turn. So
I
that was
say brain, but that makes the logical sense to me.
I think brain because simply because at some point she sees like black lines running up and I'm like I want to keep that scene because she wouldn't see it unless the guy was naked and he's not. So
Yeah. That makes also more sense for like a human because like we exist in our brains and not in our hearts. I don't
yeah,
know.
it should be
That's
brain.
my two cents that you didn't ask for.
No, but I appreciate the advice and I've written it down. I said it should be brain, not heart. So there we go.
Okay. And I just worked through one of the subplots. One of the side characters, their coming of age story, kind of going through seeing how can
Oh,
I make that parallel the main character, and spent 25 minutes doing that, and I have like 8 bullet points
it's pretty good, actually.
for 25 minutes. I don't know about her, but
Yeah, because you're not it's so much quicker to just draft words than it is to think about like things that make sense and solve them and make them make sense, right? So I think that's good for 25 minutes.
true that, true that, true that. Let's see what our friends did. Um, Marta feels honored. Mars edited 2 pages and then fell into a Reels hole.
Mm,
It could happen to the best of us.
yeah. I mean,
Got through.
I prefer TikTok, but yes, it could never happen to me on Reels.
Could
However,
happen. Never happen to someone with taste, but
it could only happen to me on TikTok is the problem, which is even worse.
love that for you though. I never fall into TikTok so, but I do get stuck in Reels.
I just hate the algorithm enough on Instagram that it never sucks me in because I'm always like, this is stupid. Like, I watch one video of this and now that's all you're giving me. So I get annoyed and frustrated. So it's like, it's so much easier for me to leave. While
That's
TikTok
true.
is a good algorithm. So that's why it's a trap.
But also because you spend so much time on TikTok, it knows what you like. So
No, I generally think it's better because the problem with Instagram, although you can manipulate it to do things you want, which I do appreciate, is that if you're like, I really want to see a bunch of recipes, just go like a couple and then that's all you're going to get. But if you're like, I wish you would give me other stuff than just the recipes now, please, no, it will not do it.
yeah. Mars edited 2 pages and then fell into Real Soul, as we said. Marta got through half a page. Well done. The Cat Who Be Writing added details through section 4 of their book. I agree
Um,
with the brain
uh,
hypothesis.
can I ask, Kat, how many sections do you have and what are the sections based off? Because earlier you were in section 3, and so I'm just wondering, is it like based off a beat sheet, like Save the Cat, or is it something else?
Inquiring minds wants to know.
Yes.
Marta agrees with the brain hypothesis. Black lines crawling up their neck is a vibe.
True.
83 words for Kagehime. Wendy went to get more water and got distracted by all the housework they neglected yesterday. It'd be like that sometimes. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Happens.
And that brings us to Journey's End for today's stream.
I was so much more productive than I would have been otherwise.
I'm happy to help, question mark?
to to provide the streams. It
I'm happy
definitely
to
does
provide
help.
the stream where you can get stuff done.
I don't think I would do anything even if someone was streaming, but I wasn't on it. Like there's a sense of needing to be held accountable when you're live, when you're the one, on
Yeah,
camera.
you have to perform for the audience. Like, you can't do
Exactly.
it for yourself, but you can do it for strangers on the internet, Malin.
Absolutely. That's exactly how my brain works.
It's also how mine works. Uh, my sections are chapters. I have 2730. I've added this in the new section 4.
Got it.
Thank you for the sprints. Been fun and productive. So section 3 had to be changed up a little bit. Thank you for the sprints. It was lovely, and I got surprising amount done for 25 minutes. Thank you for having us, Teague. How dare you? We are not strangers on the internet. Some are people that I hold near and dear, and some are people that I don't know.
Let's
Yeah,
say, Marta, there's a difference between having actually met you in real life and then Georgie, who called me gay. So I'm just saying.
I mean, they only said answer 7 plus 7 if you're not gay, and you answered, so you called yourself not gay.
That's true. That's true.
And with that, today's week comes to an end. See you tomorrow. Bye.